Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Zaxby's Perry Panther Tailgate Show. We're going to wrap up the season here, and we are so pumped that you are here to join us. I am your host with the most. I'll take you coast to coast from pillar to post. My words are electric. My beard is majestic. This tailgate show is overall impressive. I am Fierce Bud Pierce. This is my co-host for tonight's show. He likes to hunt with a bow. He can sing a solo. He likes long romantic walks at Bass Pro. He's my sidekick, my partner, my brother from another mother. He knows all the keys. He's got all the degrees. The man even has a PhD. They call him Dr. Robbie McDuffie. Together, we are the most electrifying team on the radio today. The voice of your reigning, defending, undisputed 2023 Class 4A state champion and your 2024 region champion, your Perry Panthers. Doc, how you doing tonight?
We are live at Perry High School in the old gym on the Zaxby's yearly wrap-up. Been a great time this year. Bud and I looking forward to talking to Coach Smith and Miss Nancy. Going to be a great time tonight.
Without further ado, Miss Nancy, Coach Kevin Smith stepping into center stage here for us. We are pumped to be here tonight.
How are you guys? Thank you so much for being with us tonight. This is really, really cool for us. You know, we got like rock stars on the set tonight. So Bud and Robbie from Sports Swag, you guys, just in case you didn't know, put a beautiful face with the name. So now you know who is who. And Coach Kevin, of course, here with me. We're going to wrap it all up. We're going to talk about kind of a different tailgate party for us tonight. We're going to just kind of, you know, relish in the moments. And we're going to talk about the good things, the bad things, and everything in between. We hope you'll stick around.
This isn't just a chicken finger. This is a Zaxby's chicken finger. A marinated for 12 hours, hand-breaded, and deserves way more than just one sauce chicken finger. So we gave it 12, including our legendary Zax sauce. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Zaxby's, not pregame, but tailgate show tonight. We're going to talk with Bud and Robbie from Sports Bucks, and of course, our fabulous Coach Kevin is here. We're going to talk about the season. All right, you guys, what are some of these moments that have stood out for you this year?
You know, like just the real big thing for us coming into this season, obviously, a little bit of extra pressure on the Perry Panthers being defending state champs. That always kind of plays a toll going into the offseason. Stepping up, you know, obviously trying to fill out a schedule, trying to find some opponents here and there. You know, and we started out the season on a Saturday night with like all kind of weather and everything that kind of played into that. We didn't even kick off that until like 9:30. So, you know, and that, little did we know, kind of set the tone for the craziness that this schedule was going to kind of have for us throughout the year. You know, but obviously coming out with that first win out the gate, obviously was a big stepping stone for the Panthers. But, you know, just so many crazy things that happened throughout the season that really kind of set everything else up.
Yeah, you know, we look at our schedule in three different phases. Mm-hmm. You know, we have our non-region schedule, which the games are important, but it's sort of like preseason if you talk about NFL type stuff. And then we go into our region schedule, and then when you get into the region schedule, you're trying to get that one. You got to get the top 4 seed to get in the state playoffs, and then you have the playoff season. So it's 3 different seasons, and like Bud was talking about the first opening game, and then we get to region play, and we play our first region game against Ware. We open up. That was a huge win. No, I'm sorry. We played let me back up just a second. We played our first region game against New Hampstead. Yeah. And so Hurricane Helene come in. And so we had to play, we had to move our game to Saturday afternoon. Okay, so that's our first region game. And then the next week, we had to play Wayne County. And Wayne County had so much damage done that we had to move the game from Wayne County to our place, and we played on can't remember what we played on Monday night. We played on Monday night, a fair week.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be our off week. And then, you know, then we were very fortunate to go 2-0, and then we had the week of the fair, and then we came back and we had to play Ware County. When we played Ware County, that was the first game, region game, that we played on a Friday night. So it was a lot of, you know, uncertainty there. And then we were very fortunate. We played really well against Ware County. We were 3-0 heading into Benedictine. It was the first trip out of the city.
That's right. That's right.
And we had to travel down to Savannah.
That was a big That was a big one. And we had concerns over travel and concerns over, that was a really strong team going in. And so you guys you did amazing.
Well, yeah, and that game was sort of, I let Bud and Robbie, because that was sort of we didn't know we was going to win the region championship that night, but when we went down there and after the game, when we found out we were region champions, so I let Robbie talk a little bit about that game.
That was fun because we just knew it had the game day hype, so to speak. All the people were there, and Benedictine crowd was wild. And we were in the press box on the Benedictine side, so we heard all the, the good, the bad, the ugly throughout the whole game. But I think what was crazy when you come out in that second half and you had that turnover, and then another turnover, we run it back for a touchdown, and then the defense was really in the ball game the whole night, and it was just a great game. So we thought that was a momentum shift that really turned the tide for that game and just kept Perry going and winning that region title that night. It was just a fun time.
Yeah.
I know every night I was sitting here looking at the phone and watching the news, and I thought, where are we at? Where are we at? We've got to do this. I just know, I believe so much in this program and this team, and I believe in you and what you have created here. So for us at Zaxby's, it is such a fun season when we walk into football season. There's no stress. It's just all fun. So it's really great. It's really great. So we've talked about kind of what stands out. So where do you think there are some terms that just kind of cut us off at the knees, other than this crazy weather we had this entire season?
Yeah.
It was really nuts.
It was nuts. It was warm all the way up, and all of a sudden it just got cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be warm during the week, or cool during the week, and warm on the game night. And then just the opposite,
Mm-hmm.
and just jumping in right after the Benedictine game, we come back and we go to Warner Robins, and we're already region champions, but Perry and Warner Robins haven't played since 1960 something.
Uh-huh.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
And,
Almost 60 years.
And and I told the guys going into that game, guys, that's a different venue. This is an in-county rival at McConnell Talbert Stadium, and Buddy was in Nato Electric. The fans were full. We came up on the short end of that deal, but it was the fans that came. It's what high school is all about.
Absolutely.
They got their money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And then with all the hurricane issues and stuff, they had to move the playoffs back a week, so we got a week off after Warner Robins, and man, Buddy, did we need it. And we sort of recharged and started our playoff run. And, we started off against a good St. Pius team. There was a three-way tie in that region, so really we were playing a 2 seed. And usually when you're 1 seed, you want to get a 4 seed.
That's right.
We got 2 seed, but we're very fortunate to get by that. And then we played Eastside coming in. They were the 2 seed out of their region. Didn't play well that night. They got a good football team. Hats off to them. But it was sort of that kind of season. And the thing that sort of sticks out to me the most is after we beat Ware County, then after we beat Benedictine, then after we beat New Hampstead, people were saying, Coach, we got a chance to win the region. I said, well, we come into this region to win it. We're supposed to, the goal every year is to win a region championship, a state championship.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't change. And but we had a lot of people say, God, Coach, we didn't really expect y'all to, coming off of the season you had last year and graduating the guys that we graduated, to come back and finish in this new region where there was 4 teams that's won a state championship in the last 2 or 3 years. To finish first in that region was quite an accomplishment for our program.
Absolutely.
And I'm very thankful for that. We want to win them all. We want to, every year the goal is to win the state championship. And but this year, greatness was winning a region championship and getting to the second round of the state playoffs. And this group of seniors, we had 2 guys that signed today. They were 42-10, 3 region championships and a state championship during their tenure here at Perry High School.
Nice.
And they really set the mark for our program. So.
And I think one thing you've done a great job at is establishing the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
We expect to win. When you walk on the field, you expect to win. And never did I see one of your teams get rattled And, I mean, it's been one of those you've been consistent the whole time. And I tell you, that mentality transfers to the field because we were wondering, you had a quarterback, had defensive linemen to replace, and then you had a new defensive coordinator. No, he's been on your staff, but that's a different ballgame when you're calling the shots. And what I loved about that was like everybody stood up.
Right.
And you used a quarterback by committee, 3 different quarterbacks, 2 running backs, thunder and lightning we called it. And the defensive line, Ashley was just as fast as anybody. And then Clark and Barber were just eating up the middle. And then you got Donald and Coleman behind them and Scott on the other side. And then your secondary. We ain't even talk about secondary. So you got 11 guys that can go. And that was fun to watch just to see who would step up in the production that Coulter had last year. But you got it done. And then even though the season ended like it did, it was just to pick the wrong night to play bad, and that's not coaching. That's just, you can tell whether it's the weather, the kids, or whatever. We have a saying in coaching. Coaches like shooting dice in Vegas. You don't know what you're gonna get. Snake eyes or something.
That's totally right. And that's one of the things that I talk about. So, I'm just such a huge fan of the program because of that.
Yeah.
Because these guys got all kinds of bad things thrown at them this whole season, and they did not let it deter them. And that speaks highly of your program, and that speaks highly of your coaching staff.
One of the things that really excited me in a loss is after the game. We didn't. It's a right way to win and a wrong way to win. A right way to lose and a wrong way to. Our guys, we lined up at that 50-yard line. We went across and we shook hands. We did our alma mater, and then when we got in our locker room, we grieved. Just like when we win. We go to that 50-yard line. We go shake hands. We do our alma mater. We go inside and we celebrate. And you just look this past weekend at all the people that don't know how to win the right way. You got Michigan and Ohio State, and they go out there and disrespect Ohio State and stick a flag in there and start a big fight. And then you look at Florida and Florida State. And then you look at Texas A&M and Texas, and Coach Sark for Texas, he went out there and stopped his guys. He said, we're going to win the right way. And that's what we got to get back to. That was one of the things that really made me happy is the way our guys handled adversity. The game didn't go like we wanted to. We were behind, but we kept fighting. We had a chance. Up until the very last second of the game. We had a chance to win the game, and that's all you can ask for. And I think just because we do things the right way. And just because we're servant leaders and we try to stay humble and we control the things that we control, doesn't guarantee that we're going to win every game. Doesn't guarantee we're going to win a state championship or a regional championship. But I know this. If you don't do it that way, you don't have a chance.
That's right.
And we've had a chance in every game. We lost 4 games this year. We could have won all 4 of those games, and we could still be playing. So I'm very, very proud of our culture that we've established here. We got a family culture. Our sports night guys are just as important to us as our guys that's holding the chains, and the guys that's Irish that's doing the show for us and does a lot of our graphics.
Amazing job.
The people that the moms that feed us, that arrange for us to have food, our sponsors out there that we get to eat nice. Because our sponsors out there take care of Zaxby's, and there's several others that take care of us.
It takes a village.
Yeah, it takes a village, and we all work together, and we've got that family atmosphere. So the culture is we got to keep working.
That's right.
And we got to keep watering the root.
And I think you said it perfectly when you said we're our family. And families have bad times, families have great times, families have sad times. But families always stick together and they always work. So that's the culture that I am super proud of, you guys. So I know that you guys are as super proud of these guys as I am, and I know that you guys want to like, comment, and share on this show. Come back, ask us some questions. Make sure that you know any questions you have, you want to ask the coach? Go ahead. I mean, it's just there for you to do. And that's the beautiful thing. You know, Coach Kevin is always very accessible with what he does. These guys, rock stars over here, very accessible. And they do such a great job at what they do. You know, it's so funny that SportsMind, you know, called us up this year. We sponsored and did some things with them for the first time this year. And that was really cool and fun because then we got to give that particular player of the week that you guys chose, and they got to get a free 5-finger plate from Zaxby's.
Oh, wow.
I mean, good big food for a football player. Okay, so it was really fun. But you're right, there are so many people that sponsor and take care of this team and love us like their family, and they are. And when you guys are in the stands and you're showing your love and support, you have no idea how that transfers onto the field. So that's amazing. All right, let's talk press box. Super fun. Now, I've been up there. My husband, actually, Keith Berry, he's the voice of the band this year, and he's been up there. So I go up there with him sometimes, and I have heard some of the smack talk, not from you guys, from other people, and I've been, wow. I was like, a couple times I had to step out because the mama came out of me, and I was like, I got to step outside. I might not be nice, but no, seriously, no, we love all the teams that come in. But so you guys in the press box, how do you? I mean, that's a pretty awesome vantage point to see the game.
Yeah. You know, we've been doing it now for 8 seasons. Doing this like ever since Coach Smith got this job. Like, you know, we were able to kind of come on with him, and obviously been a huge supporter of everything that he's done with this program. And that everybody that has, you know, helped out with everything. And you know, for us, you know, like we always kind of joke around that, you know, like we think back to that first season of calling games and kind of trying to find our groove and, you know, everything like that. And now, you know, we're, you know, like we feel like we're like, we don't have to go up to the press box until like 5 minutes before we're ready to go on because we're so ready to, you know, to try to get the show, you know, on and going then. And yeah, you know, and it's just like one of those things, just like Coach said about being part of the family. Like now, we are so ingrained with everything that Perry does that, you know, every time that, you know, like I call those guys and I talk to them every week for the Perry Panther player sponsored, you know, the Zaxby sponsored like halftime show that, you know, every time I talk to those guys, like I feel like I'm, you know, just a part of their lives, you know, and I'm just calling the plays, like I'm just calling what I, you know, see them do out there on the field. But it's that same kind of family show that we really feel like we have going here, and you know, I feel like it shows with how we call the game. There's a lot of emotion in those calls.
That's right.
Passion.
That's right.
Passion.
Yeah, that's what family is.
That's
you know?
right.
So that is cool. What is your perspective from being in the press box?
We're totally opposite. No, but let me explain that. I've told people this. On the mic, Bud's a different person. We work together as well, so during the day he might not say 10 words, but I'm the loud, boisterous one at school and talking, and then when it flips and we have role reversal on Friday night. But both of us can't be hyped up all the time. You got to be able to let him do his thing, and we know our role, and I'm cool with that. So it's fun, but we do have our system down, and it's fun. Like one of the things we do, we get coffee every night. So we're trying to find a coffee sponsor too. You know, need a coffee sponsor too. Yeah, so that's some folks there, or if you sell coffee, we caffeinate. But that's what we do. But he does a great job play by play, and I try to analyze stuff and call it like we see it. But the main thing we try to do is keep it about the game, the players, and the coaches. We don't want to get into where we're speculating about this or whatever.
Right.
Now, every now and then we may say, I don't know about that one, Mr. Ref, or, you know, or we might try to guess what Coach Smith is saying, but I think only one time I've seen him really get mad, and that was in the playoff game about something, but it was something that the player should have gone out of bounds or something like that, little things, but, you know, we have a good time, and it's just fun to do.
It is fun, and I definitely this season heard a lot of the Perry Panther fans being a little upset with the refs. You're walking up and down the steps. It's almost like being in the press box. You're surprised sometimes by what you hear. So, all right. So, if you had to pick your favorite moment of the game or of the season, excuse me, what would that be?
Oh man, you know, this is something that I try to think about. You know, like as soon as the season ends, you know, I start kind of try to break it down game by game with just little things that I can kind of instantly, like recall exactly where I was whenever I saw this happen. And there was a couple of plays that came to mind. Number one, playing against Peach County, Cullen pulls one down and he runs one right up the middle and just lays a lick on the defender that just kind of woke up everybody. It was a huge play. We obviously lost it up in the press box on that one. It was just such a big play, especially for a quarterback to be making that. That was huge. Playing new, like anytime you score 80 points in any sport is unreal. But to do that in a football game, and in that, I'm pretty sure it was our first touchdown was a 99-yard pass. It was almost a safety. Like we were like all the way backed up, but like we were able to dump it off to
the courtyard.
Yeah, and he took it 99 yards down the house, kind of again, little did we know that was going to set the tone for a lot of touchdowns and a lot of big time calls in that game. But there was that too, and then the one that we already talked about, Ashley making that pick six, that wound up being the deciding touchdown in that game that we ultimately clinched the region championship was. But those three big time plays I can just instantly go back to.
We had some great kicking chicken players of the week during this whole season. It's so amazing. So, Coach Kevin, what was your favorite moment?
Well, I tell you, the 80 points, I would have to say that I've been coaching a long time, Coach. And, I've never been in one like that.
Yeah, he took the good one.
and that game, people look at it was 80 to 47 or something. People say, "Well, man, y'all just ran the scoreboard." No, we didn't. That game was still a game with about 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We could never get 3 scores up on them, and that was a unique game. I think anytime that you can beat a Peach County team. The big rival between Peach County and Perry that goes way back. We got a lot of respect for Coach Westbrook and Peach County, and we've had some good, clean, knockdown, drag-outs, and that's what people want to see. And then, then we play veterans, another in-county rival that we were able to have success. Then one that we hadn't had success against, a good Houston County program over there on 96. But we've been real close, and we probably should have won some of them that we didn't. But they were exciting games to come watch.
For sure. Big attendance game.
Even the Warner Robins game we played. I know for the first time since I've been here, we played every high school in the county. Now we scrimmaged north side, but that was the first. And I think everybody played.
That was a good game too.
Yeah. So, but it's always good. I think when you beat a Benedictine, that game in Ware County, because those teams have won state championships recently, and they have really good programs. And for us to be able to come out on top in those games, it's just SEC of football is what I call it.
Absolutely.
There ain't no boring moments. You got to play every week.
That's right. That's awesome. What was yours?
I'm going to go back and think it was when Ashline actually almost blocked the punt where he dove over 2-3 guys trying to get it, and he was right there in the middle. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I watched the defensive side of the ball a lot. I like the offensive side, but that defensive side, when they start sacking and Ashline actually gets after it, he's chasing the quarterback. He did that all season, so that's fun to watch. And big hits on defense, and anytime Decorah gets the ball, he's a step away from breaking it and taking it to the house. So there were a lot of moments for me like that this year, but I think that one where he dove over and almost blocked the punt or did block it or whatever, I think that was one that really just stuck out to me.
I think they were awesome and all great moments for the whole season.
It was.
And it was just fantastic. Is there anything you might do different?
Well, we're closing a chapter out, and our philosophy, our culture around here is the goal is to win a state championship every year, and we got to start over now. The new chapters starting over, and we come back in January. It's a whole new team, and we should go back to the basics. We got to start watering the root. We got to start getting in that weight room, getting those agilities, getting in the film room, getting people in the right place, and because it's not, and I don't ever mean to sound arrogant or that way, but when you build a program, you graduate a lot of people every year. We graduate 33 seniors this year. We graduated 20-something last year. Every year we graduate a lot. So we got guys that's been working 9th and 10th grade, and it's their turn. So it's not reload, it's not rebuild, it's next guy up. It's next guy up. And we expect the standard is to win a region and state championship next year. So, but we got a long ways to go, and we know we got to enjoy the process, and that we got to be better tomorrow than we were today. And we can't jump right back to round 2 to get to round 3. We got to get back there. So that's sort of where we are as a program, and I'm excited about the kids that we got coming up and the guys that's coming back, and to the senior class that's leaving. We want to thank them for all they've done to help
to the program. That's right.
Get that standard up real high.
That's right. That's right. And they've just done that. You know, I heard something today, and it kind of came back to me just now. It's so true too that even though we didn't win a state championship this year, what that is a blessing to start over, a blessing to go back at it again.
That's right.
And that's the thing. The blessing is we get to learn. You know, we get to go back and try it again. And that's every year. And this program is just so phenomenal. You know, I really, really wish they gave away Coach of the Year. I do. And I think you guys know who my vote might be for here in Houston County. But I'm just saying that, you know, I have one of my sons who's interned with Coach Kevin this year who never played sports. And it just wasn't his thing. He played piano, and he loved anime, and he loved other things. And then when he switched his degree from being a teacher to go into Mercer for kinesiology, he graduates. He's finishing in a week, by the way. Mama cheer here. But he never interned. He never really played sports. When he played sports as a kid, red ball or whatever, totally checked out. He was that kid out there in the left field. He was looking at the bug on the ground. So the beautiful part is for him, he's learned so much from Coach Kevin. And he came home, I think it was probably his 3rd game of being on the field with you at a game, and come home and he said, I never realized how great it feels to be part of something so big. And Coach welcomed him in, and he's gotten so much experience. And, you know, he's thinking of changing his job description again. You know, thank you. But even so, no, I'm very grateful, very thankful. And, you know, my son, Nicholas, has been one of Rob Ingram, the band directors, one of his assistants for the past few years. And I can tell you that we truly have become a Perry High School family. And it's wonderful. It's great. The nights when we get ready for the game, we're saying, hey, you going to the game? What time you getting there? Kind of thing. And, you know, we all just come together as a family, and then we go to see our bigger family. So if you guys are coming upon this video by accident, I truly am excited that you've made it this far with us, and we appreciate you being here and watching. But go Google Perry High School and that big game last year where we won the state championship. Google the games that we've had this year that have been phenomenal and great. It's been amazing. And we want to thank Bud and Robbie for being here, Coach Sports Mike, and Coach Kevin. It's been another beautiful season, and I thank you so much for choosing Zaxby's to be the sponsor of this show.
We really appreciate you, Miss Nancy, and Chad, and all the fine people at Zaxby's for being such huge supporters of not only Perry High football, but Perry High School. There's a lot of things, and I always say this: make sure you go by and see Miss Nancy and them over on Happy Court or Perry Parkway. Or they got several Middle Georgia stores, and support Zaxby. Support those who support us.
That's right.
It's a wonderful, wonderful day and a great Christmas season that is approaching. So we wish everyone the happiest of holidays, beautiful Merry Christmas, and the happiest New Year. And for the last time this year, go Panthers.